Hi, good morning. I'm getting the signal. yeah, Shane. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Good morning, everybody. So have you seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once? Yeah. I'm thinking that's the synonym for spirit, huh? Everything Everywhere All at Once. And that includes us. So welcome, everybody. Let's affirm that by singing our opening song. I want to hear it big and loud. It's even silly. Just go for it. Welcome, everybody. Let's sing. Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Good. Rainbows are visions, only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered, and wished on a morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it, and look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing, and what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da dee da 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 dum, la da da dee da dum da dee. Give yourself a hand. That's good.
Happy NBA All-Star Weekend here in Salt Lake. And welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Linda Brewer, and I'm so blessed to share this time with all of you right here in this room and all of our friends who are live streaming from wherever they might be. We hope that our dear virtual congregants will share their name and where they are so that we might connect with them, connect with each other, and all of us can be together. The practitioners serving in today's service are Teresa Martin, leading us in prayer and doing our reading. And Katie Hernandez is holding high watch back there in the back of the room. Look at your hair in that sunlight. It's gorgeous. Katie will be holding high watch, knowing throughout the service that the best and highest is unfolding as we share this sacred time together. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. So I invite you, if you will, to join me in saying and committing yourself to our purpose statement. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you so much. Our theme for February is the connection between curiosity and courage. And Reverend Cindy's topic for today is the wisdom of courage. Now, it is always a good time to be part of this community, but especially when we're getting ready to begin the most important class of the CSL curriculum, the Foundations of Science of Mind class. This is the class that helps us to explore more deeply the principles and practices that we teach here every Sunday, and to learn how to put them in use in our everyday life so that we can truly experience the kind of life that we want to have. Our in-person classes are really the very best way to connect with other people and really begin to experience the sense of community that I think so many people seek when they show up on Sunday mornings. So I have a request for our community who are here this morning. If you have taken Foundations and you're willing to share what it meant to you with others who may be questioning whether to take it or not, would you be willing to just stand so people can see you and connect with you after the service? Come on, I know you guys are out there. Thank you. So look around if you're thinking about the class and wanting to know some more about it. Look at these people. They've all taken the class, and just connect with one of them if you'd like to know more about it. So, okay. I don't know about the rest of you, but I practically crawled into this center at one of the very worst times of my life, and Foundations really helped me to heal. So if you haven't taken it, I encourage you to consider doing that. And because our VISTA National Convention is starting this Tuesday, Reverend Cindy has pushed back the start of the Foundations class 1 week. So it will begin on February the 28th. It goes for 10 weeks, And it is the prerequisite for all the other certificated classes. So if you're wanting to be involved in the education program, this is job one, to take this class. And it's not a job, it's just truly a sacred privilege. So you can register on our website or at the concierge table, and do talk to those folks you saw standing if you have questions. Now that you've heard a little about us, if you're visiting us for the first time and are willing to let us know that, would you be willing to either stand or raise your hand so that we could welcome you? I was going to say, come on, I knew there were some of you. Welcome. We're so very, very glad that you're here this morning, and we just know that you will experience a blessing here, as will everyone else who's here this morning. If you didn't pick up a packet in the lobby, we have a packet for you along with, it has the Science of Mind magazine as a gift for you, so we encourage you to make sure you do that. And I am so incredibly excited to have Jarrett Burns in the house. Back from Germany to do our special music today. He just flew in. No, he's here for a little while, but we've missed him terribly while he's been over the sea. And he's here today, so you can all get a taste of what's happening Friday night, because he's going to be here in concert. Woohoo! Yeah. So you can, I just know it's going to be so incredible, because everything you do is. So I encourage you to check the concierge table in the lobby or our website, spirituallyfree.org, in order to get tickets. And you can also, on our website, register for the Foundations class, submit a prayer request, and 24/7, that's the place to go. If we find out something's happening, we update that website pretty quickly, so you can always be connected to what's happening there. All right, so As I do always when I'm here, I remind you that our center was founded on and it is grounded in prayer. Our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and they are so ready to pray with and for you. So if you have anything going on in your life that is not perfectly what you want it to be, and you need a little help having somebody know that perfection for you, please see one of our practitioners after the service. They're the folks in those gorgeous purple stoles. And I was looking to see if Audrey had her gold one on. Our emeritus has gold. And you can also put a prayer request in the box in the lobby or submit one online. And so this is that prayerful time in our service, so I invite you to settle in, allow Teresa's reading and the sacred music to connect you with that space inside, and then Teresa will lead us in prayer.
My reading today is from Mind Fast, Soul Feast by Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, day 27. And it's a 40-day Mind Fast, Soul Feast. Through prayer and meditation, determine to shake off the dust of spiritual ignorance and free yourself from wrong thinking. As you commingle the small self with the higher self, your thoughts reveal the thinking of the divine mind that is within you. You move from thinking and analyzing to a direct, intuitive perception of the truth. Prayer facilitates your awareness of the divine. Meditation expands your consciousness to merge with the holy. And as the little self recedes and you touch reality, thought becomes requalified, purified, and aligned with the original thinker. Today, begin to cultivate a hunger to live life at this level. So I give sincere thanks and gratitude for the Spirit that is with us here in this very room. There is holiness. There is oneness. There is the all in all that lives in each and every one, of that pattern of perfection that lies within, where we access that in our stillness, in our quiet spaces. And knowing that that Spirit is always with us, I bless each and every one this day as we go through our day. Everyone that took part in putting this service together, that spent time in prayer beforehand. For our wonderful speaker, Reverend Cindy, for the incredible band, for our technician, volunteers, and for all present. This brings together such a wonderful array of persons and spirits all in one place. So I bless each and every one as they go about their business. Our music team and our special music with Jarrett. All are welcome here. All are truly blessed. So I look forward to all that is happening as together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Teresa. Teresa led the meditation this morning, and toward the end, she reminded us about Black History Month and the season for nonviolence. I wanted to acknowledge what came to me, that we have our own Black history here, and some really important people in our community have since passed on, but they left their golden threads behind, and their wisdom and their inspiration. So I just wanted to bring a few of those people to mind today. Reverend Shirley Jones, who often let Reverend Donald Graves take a Sunday off. There's Bo Powell, who came and shared his music. John McCrae, a very gregarious and insightful gentleman. And then finally, our dear practitioner emeritus, Afton Penland. I'm so grateful for them and what they brought to us. We're going to sing this great song. I'm so happy that the focus today is on courage. This wonderful song by Daniel Nahmod, aptly titled, Here Goes Nothing. So let's sing this together.
I'm through asking where I'm going. I've been asking all my life. I've grown tired of all this wondering when everything seems to turn out right. So when my mind needs something to do, wants to know the future, I whisper this truth. I'm okay, I've always been, and I will always be that way. So here goes nothing, I'm taking a chance, I'm opening
Good job. Thanks for singing along. My pleasure to introduce our special music today. We know him and we love him. It's so awesome to have him back with us. I'm so excited for this concert coming up this Friday at 7 o'clock. It'll be in this space, a nice intimate space to capture the soul of this amazing musician and person. Please welcome back Jarrett.
Love you, brother. Thank you. That was beautiful. What a great song. Just ripped out of the headlines of my life. This song, I love the theme this month. The connection between curiosity and courage, and then the wisdom of courage. This song is called Burning Bridges, and it's really a song about right now. What it means to me is, I think we just have these experiences and we get to a place where we're ready to let things go and we're ready for a change. And so often the thing that needs to change or burn, we so often think it's the thing, the person, or the event, but more often it's actually our thoughts about it. It's our attitudes that really need to burn. And to find a new space to approach and look at the same thing, the darkness, the difficulty, with perhaps more curiosity and openness. And whenever you're ready, light a match and let it burn. I'm a glutton for havoc. The best ones have it. A spark of madness feeding into my demons. I'm a glutton for havoc. I know you've had it. Looking over my shoulder, waiting for me to get older. I tried to rush it. But the stars wouldn't have it. But when the feeling was timeless, I had to do it. Some bridges were meant to be burned, meant to be burned. Some bridges were meant to be burned, meant to be burned. So burn, 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 burn. So burn, 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 burn. Oh, I'm a glutton for havoc. You saw what happened. Out of the ashes, swear to God, it's magic. I tried to rush it. But the stars wouldn't have it. But when the feeling was timeless, I had to do it. Some bridges were meant to be burned, meant to be burned. Some bridges were meant to be burned, meant to be
that fire. I did that. I did that. Oh, watch it burn. I did that. I did that. Oh, oh, oh. Feel the fire. I did that. I did that. Oh, oh, oh. Watch it burn. I did that. I did that. Oh, 'cause some bridges were meant to be burned, meant to be burned. Some bridges were meant to be burned, so burn. Oh, nothing but a few burned bridges. Burn, burn, burn. Oh, 'cause some bridges were meant to be burned, meant to be burned. Some bridges were meant to be burned, so burn, 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 so burn, 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 burn. Thank you very much. Come out on Friday, I'll see you guys there.
Thank you, Jarrett. I've burned a few bridges in my life. Have you? Or am I the only one? So yes, the connection between curiosity and courage this month. And today I'm talking about the pearls of wisdom. I wanted to talk about the season of nonviolence first, because today the lesson is inspiration. Think of at least two people who amplify the practice of peace. What do you admire about them? This is what's yours to do today. Practice these behaviors today. And then in honor of Black History Month, I have a reading from Martin Luther King. It's a writing called "From Where Do We Go? From Where Chaos or Community?" This call for worldwide fellowship that lifts neighborly concerns beyond one's tribe, race, class, and nation is in reality a call for all embracing and unconditional love for all men and women. When I speak of love, I speak of the force that all the great religions have seen. I think you're ringing up here, Jarrett. Okay. Oh, Leslie? Well, okay. Anyway, we'll just roll with it right here. When I speak of love, I speak of that force that all great religions have seen as supreme unifying principle of life. Love is the key that unlocks the door which leads to ultimate reality. So don't ignore that which brings discomfort. Look directly at it. And don't make excuses for why it is here and why you can't do anything to change it. Bring it forth and center into your consciousness and your heart. Begin working on it with what you already have within. And you will allow your curiosity to reveal greater possibilities. Slowly, the irritant will be transformed into a pearl. And when you are ready, you can reveal it to the world. So those irritants that Martin Luther King is talking about, those are the things that are the catalyst for the calling on our life. I know that everybody in this room has had irritants, challenges, traumas, dramas. It's called life. And I wanted to talk about someone in particular that has used these irritants to find the purpose of his life. His name is Charles Hunt. He grew up in Oakland, California, in the projects. He was born to a mother that was addicted. His father was a pimp. He lived in the projects between 3 and 7 years old, and that's when most of the traumas happened in his life. One day he came home from school to find his mom's boyfriend lying in the middle of the room, eyes open, looking toward the ceiling, finding him dead from an overdose. The next thing that happened was he got news from his grandmother that his father was officially incarcerated. Think about this. I know I've had challenges in my life, and they're nothing to what this child has gone through. He then finds out that his father was in a fight in prison and had died. His mom ended up incarcerated as well. So now he's 16 years old. And to have time with his mother, he has to go to the prison and talk through this thick plexiglass wall that isn't clear. It's kind of muffled to get any kind of connection with his family. This 16-year-old had enough pain and trauma for a lifetime. There's something different about Charles, though. Charles graduated from college. He got out of poverty. He became a business owner. And now he shares his pearls of wisdom with large crowds, including the TED Talk stage. That's where I found him. I go to TED Talks a lot because there's so many amazing people out there that tell their stories. So what he did was he recognized, even as a young man, his own resilience. That even if the worst thing happened in his life, it couldn't bring him down. He did this because he had these beliefs and feelings and knowing that the human spirit is unbreakable. He is a remarkable man. So when trauma and challenges happen in our lives, the first thing it might feel like is that we're disconnected. Where's God? Where's Spirit? Where's my family? Where's my friends? In that disconnected is a pearl of wisdom. And it's also okay to reach out and ask for help. That's why we have our practitioners in the room. If you need a prayer, that's what you do. You reach out and ask for a prayer. That's what we've been trained to do and be for this community. I also have a short list of friends that I call when I am having a moment of forgetting who I am. I can call any one of these people and say, help? Or, hello, eternal loving presence. Remind me who I am. See, Charles discovered that his trauma gave him a purpose on this planet. I've said this before because it's one of my favorite things that I learned from a teacher at Agape. Your mess is your message. I think I said that when you were here before, Jarrett. Because it's true. So I want to dive deeply into how someone like Charles, someone like me, gets over our traumas. But first, something from Ernest Holmes. We do not change all of the patterns of our thoughts in a moment. Rather, it takes place little by little until gradually the old thought patterns become transformed into new ones by some inner alchemy of the mind. So all of you, I have good news for. Because you're in this room, that inner alchemy is happening for you. You can be somewhere out there. You can be watching basketball. You can be doing whatever people do. Maybe still in their pajamas at home watching. This goes for you too. So Charles, he is a beautiful example of what going through irritants can bring you. He had an innate understanding that of these spiritual principles that allowed him the wisdom to know that he was unbreakable. So when all sense of separation between the divine truth and our experiences disappear, all false conditions will fade away. So that's why we come to a place like this, to be in community. That's why we take classes like Foundations. Because these spiritual principles work 100% of the time. But what Ernest Holmes said, it doesn't always change in an instant. So I have a question for all of you. What irritant or challenge in your life has brought you to a point of wisdom? Or maybe you're still working on it, and that's okay too. I'll tell you a little story about myself. Between kindergarten and 5th grade, I went to 6 different schools. When I look back and track my life, I have to think about what state I was in and where I went to school in a certain grade. Now, mind you, I was a very vivacious, rambunctious, outgoing little one. And by the time I went to maybe my third or fourth school, I was a shell of what I was. I was always the new kid. And it changed me. And yet, did it? Right? So I'm going along and I'm doing the best I can to have a happy childhood, to make friends. Wow, that was tough. To be the new kid, to go into a school and to find my people, my tribe. So what that did for me, a couple of things. So here's my wisdom that I gleaned from it. One is that I learned to be a chameleon and go with the flow of change because it was inevitable. It is anyway, whether you move or not. I learned how to let go of things because I would only get so many boxes to pack up my bedroom. It became some of my life work, my letting it go work that I do with people. I learned that being uncomfortable in a room full of people that I don't know is okay. And that I could take that discomfort and take a step forward and say hello to one person. When I think about that process, because I have lots of friends that, they actually grew up in one place, they lived in the same house, they went to the same schools with the kids they went to in kindergarten, and that's just been their life, and that's what I wanted so bad. I didn't want to make a friend and then have to leave the friend. I didn't want to have to make a new friend. I didn't want to be the new kid. And yet, I learned so much about myself, about life. Fast forward in the business world. Most businesses, when you come at your coworkers with a change, it's not so pretty. People don't want to change. But I've always had this adaptability because of my story, because of my journey. So those are just some of the pearls of wisdom. Now, if I can reverse engineer it a minute to tell you what I did to move through my traumas. The first thing is, I am a lifelong spiritual seeker since I'm 17. I have never not been interested in spirituality, religion, what connects us all. So for all these years, I've always meditated. When I found Science of Mind and affirmative prayer, boy, did I dive into that. Classes, I study. Service, I give of my time. Treasures, I've always donated to the places that remind me of who I am. So that's one way. The other way is, like Martin Luther King said, don't look away. I don't look away from these challenges and these irritants. I sit with them. I see what there is to learn from them. I dare say I even welcome them. Dr. Sue Morter from the Energy Codes has this conversation where she calls our life before we get here the bus stop. So we're waiting to come into this incarnation, and we're asked what kind of experience we want to have in this lifetime. So someone comes up to me and says, well, what's your experience that you want to have? Well, I want to have a level 10 of knowing who I am. So guess what happens? I'm at 6 different schools at a very young age. I couldn't depend on myself as I'm this person that's lived here for 20 years and gone to the same school. No, I had to know who I am without that kind of lifestyle. One thing about the bus stop, and when I do some Energy Codes workshops, we'll really dive into this. The bus stop means that I am no longer a victim. I don't live in victim consciousness. When these things happen, when life gets wacky and things happen for ourselves and our friends and our family, I really get it, and for myself especially, that I'm not a victim of what's going on. Because I can see the pearls of wisdom just sitting there gleaning and waiting for me to notice them. So then, third, I let these old stories be my superpower. When I was a young practitioner, I used to tell my clients, you can only tell me a story 3 times and you're out. I was very young, okay. Because I have a different view of stories. They really are a place that we get to be curious about our journey and find our courageousness by stepping into what is ours to do, into our purpose. So I asked you earlier to think about something that's going on in your life that's an irritant, that's a challenge. And I invite you to think about what your pearl of wisdom is from this challenge. So I'm going to read this last paragraph from Martin Luther King, and then we're going to have prayer time together. So don't ignore that which brings you discomfort. Look directly at it and don't make excuses for why it is there or why you can't do anything to change it. Bring it to the front and center of your consciousness and your heart. Begin working on it with what you already have within you. And allow your curiosity to reveal greater possibilities. Slowly, the irritant will be transformed into that pearl. And when you're ready, you can reveal it to the world. We can all be curious and courageous together in this community as we harvest our pearls of wisdom. Let's pray. So allow your eyes to just softly close and take a deep breath. forever grateful. Grateful for Martin Luther King and his wisdom. Grateful to celebrate Black History Month and this season of nonviolence. Grateful to know that the human spirit, soul, is unbreakable. Grateful to know that there is only one power, one presence, one love, whether we call it Mother, Father, God, the way, energy, Awa, Hashem, divine force, infinite mind, creator. Many names and many faces for this power and presence, and yet only one. That one love that is everywhere. In every cell, in every grain of sand, in every bird, every creature, every sentient being. And yes, it's everywhere, all the time. Even upon the chairs that we sit, that divine spark of an idea came from the one. So knowing that it's in everything, everywhere, I claim and know this. It is one with my heart, speaking through my voice, touching with my hands, moving forward with every step that I take. Never to be separate. And I know this truth for the beloveds in this room and online, and for you that might be listening to this service later. You are the emanation of the one. Bright, light, love, beauty, magnificence, power. The I am that I am. Knowing this truth with the capital T, I claim and know for all. That our traumas, our challenges are just the journey we need in order to know who we are, our strengths, and what we're here to do on this planet. Yes, life happens. And it always happens for a particular reason. That reason is that we get to, with all that's going on, show up as the love that we are. And for my beloveds in this room or at home, if you have something going on that you want prayer for in this moment, or a beloved that has had a recent diagnosis or challenge, please say your name out loud first and then add their name to this prayer. You can do it softly, internally, or say it out loud. I say my name as well, Cindy. My brother Michael. Anna. Mom. Brett. Sanford and Jeremy. Joanne and Zach. Marilyn. Kent. Kimberly, Madeline. So as we utter these names, they are included in this prayer of knowingness that we are unbreakable. The human spirit lives on, always connected to this power and presence. There's no diagnosis, there's no situation that can take us down. As we stand together, as this human family living this spiritual existence. I say thank you. Thank you, oneness. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, presence. Thank you, infinite knowing mind. Unlimited possibility. Thank you for answered prayer. Thank you for this connection. Thank you for this reminder as I let it go into the fertile soil of spiritual principle and law that produces 100% of the time. And if any of this prayer resonates for you in your heart and your beloveds, please say with me, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.
I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Yes, I am so blessed. We are so blessed. We're doing the offering a little bit different. So I ask that the ushers get ready, and we're not going to do the affirmation that we just read. We're going to do an affirmation together once the offering comes up front. So as the ushers are going around, if you have your offering ready, you can just hold it over your heart until the basket comes to you. If you're one of those people that gives automatically online, I say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what that does for our board? It really helps them plan what's going on in this community. So we have a budget for our music ministry and all the other ministries that we have here. Now, I know some of you might be missing the offering prayer that we do together, but just roll with me and let's see how this feels. Thank you all. I've said this before, it's not about how much, it's the consistency. And I've spent a lot of years in spiritual communities where I never quite got myself up to full 10%. That was always what my intention was. And here I am today, and I can say that I've finally got myself there. And it's a very different feeling and a different life in my bank account by bringing it up a notch. So if you're ready to do that, great. If you're not ready to do that, that's fine as well. Okay, come forward, my beloveds. we've got Nancy and Sue bringing this forward so we can all bless it together. And I thank you both for your service as volunteers, your smiling faces when we come through the door. So, okay, this is what I'm going to ask you all to do is outreach your heart through your hands towards these promissory notes. And repeat after me. I am so grateful.
I am so grateful
That I have these blessings to give. I know it does great work in this community and beyond. As I release it and let it go, it comes back to me, multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you, beloveds.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me.
So let's have Mr. Jarrett Burns come back up and share some music. Yes.
Band, thank you. This is an incredible band. This it's so fancy. It's like we're so lucky. Beautiful sermon, and it's Black History Month. It's a great month for me. Wow, I'm honored. This song is called All of the Light, and yeah, it's really about exactly the sentiment of we're all so convinced that look away, don't look at your stuff, but go into it, and when you go into it, you will be transformed. I swear that's what I'm going through in my life right now, getting to the heart of my stuff, and once I embrace it and integrate, everything changes. Anyways, this is All of the Light. I hope you guys will join me on Friday. I would love to share even more music with you. It's going to be really cool. Come out. And then I'm taking off to Samoa next month. I know, I'm so lucky. I'm going to spend a little time there before I head back to Berlin, but it's been a real pleasure to spend this time with you guys. You guys embrace me and bring me such a good energy and help remind me of why I do music. So I appreciate that. Carried my burdens just beneath thick skin silent suffering. Prayed to the gods of ego and shame. Told me to stow it all away. I was going in circles, it was too hard to see. Blinded by my own misery, it drove me deeper into myself. There I found something else. All of the light I could not see. Underneath the darkest parts of me. Just when you think you're buried alive, that's when you find what you need to survive. All of the light I could not see. I see in you a part of me. Wisdom in our wounds and in our suffering. Oh, when you're going in circles and it's too hard to see, blinded by your own misery, let it drive you deeper into yourself. There you'll find something else. All of the lights I could not see. Underneath the darkest parts of me. Oh, just when you think you're buried alive, that's when you find what you need to survive. All of the lies I could not see. Oh, when the cost is too high, it's too high. And you can no longer keep it all buried inside. In the heart of darkness, you will find, oh, there is a light that's calling to you. Yes, it's all love and it's coming for you. All of the light I could not see. Underneath the darkest part of me. Oh, just when you think you're buried alive, that's when you find what you need to survive. All of the light I could not see. Oh, all of the light I could not see. Oh, all of the light I could not see. Oh, 'cause just when you think you're buried alive, that's when you find what you need to survive. All of the light I could not see. All of the light I could not see. All of the light I could not see. Thank you. I'll see you guys on Friday. Thank you.
So please, if you can, make it part of your plans for Friday night. You will, 7 o'clock. And Shemaine and I are looking for a few volunteers. First come, first serve. And get a free ticket to the concert, obviously. And if you would like to serve in that way and can, please see either myself or Shemaine after the service today. All that last song and your message and go hand in hand and really struck with me. What I tend to do, my MO, is to avoid the irritant or ignore, thinking that it'll go away because I'm so spiritual. It's absolutely ridiculous when you think about it. So to look for the light in that, to look for the gem, the irritant, the pearl, what a great message. And it takes courage. Well, we can do it. Yes, yes. Let's stand together and sing our closing song. Thank you all for coming so much. Hey, how about, we're singing Seed to Sow. How about if you look at that seed as the pearl or intimate, that irritant that will help you grow. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Some people quietly reveal the manner of the beast. Some people shout the way they feel to radical degree. Let me tell you about one thing I know. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Let your heart of hearts take you down the road. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Some people sing it to express, while others hear another call. Some people speak with subtleness, some don't rely on words at all. Let me tell you about one thing I know. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Let your heart of hearts take you down the road. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Everybody's got a seed to sow. We are all pieces of the whole with different feelings to evoke. Giving distinction to the role, different players, different strokes. Let me tell you about one thing I know. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Let your heart of hearts take you down the road. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Some people walk, some people race, some vary in their pace. But love will use what you will give. Surrender to your state.